Money Heist Part 4 continued the trend of being awesome. Let's look back at Part 4 and remember why it is that we love these characters so much. We're going to break this video down into 3 parts, starting with Nairobi. At the end of Money Heist Part 3, Sierra tricked Nairobi. She got Nairobi to come to the window to see her son, and she shot her. The police then made a bum rush, but Rio and Tokyo shot rocket launchers to stop that assault. Nairobi did not want to die in the bank, so she asked her friends to bring her outside so that she could go to a hospital, but Palermo would not allow that. The group was split as to what to do, but they decided to work on Nairobi inside the Bank of Spain. Tokyo then took over command from Palermo, so Palermo decided that he was going to leave, but the group stopped him and they restrained him. With the help of advice from their Pakistani allies, they took care of Nairobi and she began to recover. But while Palermo was restrained, he told Gandia how to escape his handcuffs, so Gandia escaped, snuck into Nairobi's room, and tried to kill her. Luckily, one of the hostages who had been taking care of Nairobi stabbed Gandia in the neck with a needle, so Gandia ran off and started causing chaos. First, he caught Helsinki with this rope. Thankfully, Tokyo and then Bogota got there in time to hold him up and cut him free before Helsinki died. Meanwhile, Gandia went to a secret security panic room where he made contact with the police outside. The police had agreed to a 48-hour truce, so they could not officially sanction him to kill the heist team. Instead, Tamio gave Gandia an unofficial green light to go to town, and he did just so. The first thing that Gandia did was capture our girl Tokyo. Gandia then left the panic room and threw a grenade into the elevator, nearly killing Rio and Denver. A major shootout ensued, and Nairobi told Bogota to go help them, so she was left by herself, and that proved to be a mistake. Gandia ran from the shootout, then crawled through the vents into Nairobi's room and took her hostage. Gandia used her to slowly back his way into the main hall, and then he shot her. Gandia ran off, but Denver chased after him and threw a grenade of his own, Karma. The shrapnel hit Gandia, but he survived and stumbled back into the panic room. Now, let's jump over to Lisbon. Money Heist Part 3 ended with the professor thinking that the police had executed Lisbon. So the professor broke down, thinking that he had lost not only his brother, Berlin, but also his lover, Lisbon. But then Tokyo made him realize that they may have faked Lisbon's execution. They may be questioning her, and Tokyo was right. The professor came up with a plan to free her. Plan Paris, city of freedom and love. Lisbon was brought to court, and she told the judge everything, in detail. Her reason to do so was to buy time for her friends, and they dug a hole. Benjamin's team then rescued her and brought her to the helicopter. Meanwhile, Tokyo convinced Gandia to let her tend to his wounds, but she sabotaged him. The group then coerced Gandia into calling the police for an extraction helicopter, but it was a trick. Marseille flew in the team's own helicopter and dropped off Lisbon. So Lisbon ended the season inside the Bank of Spain. That leaves us with one other main plot, Sierra. During the fighting inside the Bank of Spain, Arturo secretly contacted the police and told them that all the hostages had been moved to the library. He told the police that it was the perfect time for them to enter since the main hall was empty. But at the same time, the professor found out that Gandia had executed Nairobi, so the professor went into attack mode. Right as the police were about to enter, the professor launched his first missile, Nairobi's casket. It was a funeral ceremony.
In that instant, everything came to a stop.
Then, the professor launched his second missile. He covered Madrid with posters of Rio's face and sent a description of the ways in which Rio was tortured by the cops to the national and international press. The National Intelligence Agency arrogantly denied torturing Rio, but Marseille and his buddies released a video of a man confessing to the torture. That was the professor's third missile, so once again, the public had begun to look at the National Intelligence Agency as the bad guys, and the heist team as the victims. And because of that, the NIA had to hold off on infiltrating the bank while they put out that public relations fire. Then the professor launched his fourth missile. He went live and told onlookers that the police had faked Lisbon's execution and were illegally detaining her at the police command post outside the Bank of Spain without legally informing any judge. So internal affairs showed up and began the court hearings with Lisbon, as we already touched on. But in terms of Sierra's subplot, Tamio told Sierra that she should take the blame for all of the illegal acts so as to preserve the integrity of the institution. But Sierra was not ready to just give up and take one for the team. So during her press conference, she threw all of her superiors under the bus and exposed everything unethical and illegal that the police had done. That made Sierra a lone wolf. They put out an arrest for her, but she's a wizard. She disguised herself a little bit and went on the hunt for the professor. And she found him. But it's worth noting that Sierra found the professor through illegal means. So there's a chance that she actually joins the team, which would be awesome because Sierra is an alpha cat. She is a total badass. Money Heist Part 5 drops tomorrow, and thankfully, the story has been told with flashbacks. So hopefully, we will get to spend more time with Berlin and, of course, Alba Flores, aka Nairobi.